right, so we've created with text, we've created with shapes. How can we use gradients with photography and kind of have that filtered look? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to create a simple box, and you could do this in Photoshop, you do it the same way. So I could just create a box on top of the photo, and it has our gradient right here. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of get a gradient I like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this, and in Photoshop you would just go to your layers panel and drag it below. You want this gradient to be the very back layer. So let's go ahead and right click, and I'm just going to go to arrange, and I'm sending it to the back. So now our gradient is hidden in the background, it's back there. So I'm going to go ahead and click my photo, which is on top, and I'm going to go to transparency and blending mode. I actually have a blending mode class if you're interested in taking that, so you can learn all about this. This is just a kind of a quick few minute overview, but I have a whole class on how to do this in Photoshop. So I'm going to go to the transparency panel right here, and I'm going to go ahead and select luminosity. Oh, and there's our, so what's going to happen is it's going to, when I select the transparency effect, it's going to let things behind the photo through, and that's why they call it a transparency. So now it's letting that nice, beautiful gradient that we have underneath through and creating a really cool filtered effect. So let me go ahead and drag this up, so now I can have access to my gradient layer. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that so I have access to this box. Let me click back here. So now that I've selected this bottom layer, I can do what we've always done with gradients and kind of drag and create kind of where I want it to blend. Do I want it to be a harsh blend just like that and have it transition? Let me go ahead and change this green. Let's kind of play around here. Let's do not quite as harsh. Let's do more of a purple. I like that. Okay, so let's play around with that a little bit. And linear always, or radial always looks really good with some of this. So I have that back layer selected, and I'm just going to play around with some cool effects. See which one I like the best. I don't know, they're all great. So you can kind of see a lot of things you can do with this. Radial, play around with some colors here. I like that one. Ooh, that's kind of neat, kind of a warm and a cool color put together. So you can create some really modern stuff. You can add your headline here and create some filters. So if you're interested, you can take my blending class. You can find out more how to do this in more detail and create some really cool gradient filter effects with your photos.